Hello again. Happy Friday. It's the day of love. I apologize for not being here on Monday as I usually am. It was actually my birthday. Yay! So, I'm here to make up for it. This time we'll be using the Oceanic Tarot. And it's full of mermaids, and it's like full of that water energy. We'll be doing our love readings with the element of water foremost in mind. So let's get started. All right. First reading up is for my fire signs. That's any Aries, any Leo, any Sagittarius. I've actually got 3 face cards in front of me. And this is reading for some of my fire signs out there, as you've really got like competition going on. So there are 3 parties. It looks like there's 1 male energy and 2 female energies. The first is younger than the second. We got the Page of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. And I don't feel like any of them really know what they're doing. It stands out to me that I've got the 2 women facing each other. Kind of like the older woman versus the younger woman who's kind of like moving in. And the Queen of Wands actually has another signifier in this deck, and passion, right? So this is someone who is not ready to give up without a fight. This Page of Swords, however, she is signified by the word gossip. And this is a very, very messy situation overall. And I really feel like it is related to this male. And it says the Knight of Wands activity. So it's kind of like giving me Playboy energy, to be honest. Like, he's totally a F-boy, and he has his match, right? Because it's 2 fire signs. He is a younger fire energy, though. He still wants to sow his wild oats, and the Queen of Wands wants to be passionate only with him, and now he's got her on the defensive against this younger woman who's been backbiting and spreading all these rumors, and it's just not a good situation for anyone. It's very messy. What's going on? I've got the 5 of Pentacles. It says abandonment. I feel like this applies probably to all of the players in this romantic situation, if I'm going to be really honest. It says abandonment, like everyone is not secure with themselves. It is why this masculine energy is playing around with 2 women's hearts. It's why these 2 women feel like they have to compete for this piece of a man. And Queen of Swords, resilience. I don't feel like in this instance, though, it's talking about a person. It is more an indication to me of what these two women need to become to stop being led astray by this masculine energy. They need to remember who they are. Queen of Wands needs to step more into her Queen of Swords energy. The Page of Swords, right? She needs to grow up into her queen, and she needs to remember, like, they are smarter than this man. They are smarter than what they've been acting like. They should not allow themselves to be lowered just to feed some stupid guy's ego. All right, moving on to my earth signs. For my earth signs, that's any Taurus, any Virgo, any Capricorn. I have a Three of Cups. I have the Two of Wands in the reverse. And I have the Three of Swords. Maybe this is a bit of a warning to some of my earth signs out there as far as their relationship is concerned. If I read this as like past, present, future, right? I have, this is a really powerful card, this Three of Cups, and it says reunion. This is very much like speaking to a time when your relationship was healthy and it was whole, and I feel like almost you've been blindsided in a way, because the person that you have been in this relationship with, or the person that you're pursuing for romance, they come in so sweet, they come in playful, like the dolphin in the background, right? um but then you have the Ace of Wands, which is growth. I don't, I'll just say for my part, when I look at the suit of wands, it is a very active suit. It's all about passion, right? And growth, right? Um, but for it to show up in the reverse, however sweet this situation started out, it's no longer that way. You don't feel like you can grow in it anymore, which is leading you to avoid or dread this Three of Swords. We go from having a dolphin in the background to having a shark in our midst, right? And it says heartache. You were lured in by the promise of sweet times, but now that it's not going the way that you want it to go, you're trying to avoid dealing with the pain and the heartache of facing up to what the relationship has turned out to be. You're at a crossroads. And Five of Wands, it says competition. It is again another seahorse. And I do apologize for what my earth sign has been going through, because if I had a person sit down with me and I pulled a spread like this, it's an indication that you are growing apart. And the crossroads is between being stagnant in this relationship and not growing into the unit that you really truly desire, or getting back out there and putting yourself in the position of, you know, asking for love, for dating and stuff like that. It's a resistance at this point. You want to get back to the good times. You want to get back to how sweet it was. I can't force anyone to make a certain decision. It is going to have to be something that you decide. You can stay stuck or you can move on. The choice really is yours. But I will say, for my part, that although the heartache that you will feel is real, it can't be avoided. The only way past it is through it. Let's see what's new in love for my air signs. Okay. Well, things are being shaken up in love for my air signs right now. We have the Eight of Cups, which says change. The Eight of Cups is all about moving on from past wounds, from past heartache, from something, and not even just heartache, but it is acknowledging the heartache, I guess, of moving past something that you really enjoyed and that you really loved. And then you are currently dealing with this Page of Wands. This could be an indicator that now that you have moved on, you are struggling with stepping in to this fun, vibrant energy. Page of Wands says creativity on the bottom. It is a fiery personality. It's like a sense of youth. And this is not necessarily a reading for a younger person, although it could be, but it's speaking to, like, I moved past what wasn't working for me in the past, so now I have to rediscover. That's what it is. You are rediscovering yourself in the passions of your youth. What do you want out of love? How do you feel about your sex and being sensual with a new person, right? And then I have the Vortex, and I do believe that it's linked to the Tower. And it says, no, I'm sorry, it's linked to the Devil. And it says temptation. And in it, you've kind of got like this one mermaid beckoning to another, and she drags her in, and now she's lost. And I'm going to draw more cards because it's kind of like in the future. I'm not sure if this is like a fear that you have of being sucked in, like, oh, if I unleash this new sensual side of myself, I'll just be a wild child. The Angel of the Ocean. And Limbo. All right. So let me just put all the cards on the table. This is turned into a very transformative time for my air signs. I say good on you for moving past what no longer serves you. But now you have some shadow work to do when it comes to love. Finding out what drives you. Not being afraid to give in to your urges, because everyone looks at the devil like, oh, it's the most terrible card in the zodiac, and it's not. It's really not. Or I'm sorry, the tarot, but it's not a bad card. It can actually be a call to satisfy your earthly passions. You can love and be emotionally free again without the fear of being swept away. And especially shadow work with the fact that it says the angel of the ocean, and the signifier for the card is healing. This is your sign that you, although you have stepped away, have not fully had a chance to heal. And these things are not unconnected at all. Like, part of your healing journey will be addressing these underlying fears and stressors for you. And don't rush it, because we have the Hanged Man, or it says limbo. Being at a standstill is not a bad thing all the time. I would say, like, if it was in the reverse, that maybe this is a pause that you did not want to take, but this is a very necessary pause. Take stock of everywhere that you've been and everywhere that you want to go, and find a balance. It's okay to not know for right now. Last but not least, let's see what's going on with my water signs. Okay, we have a King of Swords. We have the Strength card in the reverse, and we have the Two of Cups in the reverse. And I do believe that this is either a reading for a masculine energy, or it is a reading for just a male. It might even be for a man on man type of energy, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be your personality. But we have the King of Swords, and it says ambition. It almost feels like, to me, when I see this in regards to a relationship, like the swords, the suit of swords itself is very logical minded, and it puts a lot of emphasis on the head and not the heart. And it comes across to me in this reading like my water sign, that's any Cancer, any Scorpio, any Pisces, they have been struggling to find their balance between work and play. And also with this strength, it says stability. You've definitely been a force of nature for sure. But now it's like, what is the fine line between ambition and stability, and ambition and domineering? Because strength can be like subtle, right? You can have subtle power, and you can be overbearing. Um, so you've really been struggling to find that balance. Or if this is a lady who's watching, maybe this is like signifying your water sign partner, like all work, no play, and they've just been a little bit of a terror in that way. Like, they just want everything that they want when they want it. And, you know, being strong is cool, but like, trees are strong, right? But you have to be able to bend. They don't want to bend. The Two of Cups in the reverse, it says partnership. So this is definitely about your relationship primarily, and the attitudes that have been taken into the relationship. You cannot be, or they cannot be, this overbearing and still expect there to be a functioning partnership. And then we have two calls to action. These are from the majors. We have the Tower and we have the Star in the reverse. I don't like to read for people and to give like this sense that all hope is lost. But I will say, in order, and with the Star card, it actually says hope, right? So it's in the reverse. You're not feeling very hopeful about the situation. You want hope. The Tower is one of those cards that people don't like to see because to them it's like, oh, everything's destroyed, it's no good. And that's not necessarily the case. It's like the Tower traditionally is made of stone and it's hit and it just crumbles, right? And kind of like this ship is made out of wood. It's hit by this lightning and it goes up in flames. Wood is good to get you to, the ocean and not literally drown, but it's very flammable. It's unsteady foundation. And so I think in order for this relationship to be salvaged, this King of Swords, whoever, the masculine partner or the person who's dealing with this masculine energy, they need to be willing to let go of what's holding them in this current energy. If that means that you have to sit down with your partner and be like, look, I just can't I can't be on the back burner of your agenda anymore. Or if it's that person who's looking at this, sit down with your boss and say, hey, maybe can you give me a little less hours, or not signing up for overtime this week. You have to be willing to let go. It's good to be ambitious, but it's not good to forget everything else in the background while you're pursuing your ambitions. There has to be balance. All right, so that was love forecast for all of the elements in the zodiac. I thank you so much for joining me today and for tuning in to my content. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really is going to help with the algorithm, with growing the channel and whatnot. And by any means, if you like the content that you see and you would like a private reading, I do offer those as well. The information has been posted to the community, but if you can't find it, feel free to DM me. I'm here most days for readings, and I look forward to seeing all of you again really soon. All right, have a good one.